so much for joining us and always being part of us. This is Africa Today. My name is Nahabi Kajura. In the headlines. East African community states should not compete against each other, says President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. More police officers mobbed to death in Sierra Leone, unrest. Blinken in Kigali to discuss DRC tensions, human rights. In our sports news today, Commonwealth Games event remains special for African competitors. Apart from that, jailed members of Parliament Mohamed Segirinya and Alan Sewanyana and 4 others have appeared before the International Crimes Division of High Court in Kampala and were further remanded to Chigo Prison until 1st September 2022. We have the report.
The accused persons whose case is on pre-trial stage have today been served through their lawyers with more evidence from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions that the court will rely on to confirm charges of terrorism which they are facing. The evidence includes statements of 19 prosecution witnesses, post-mortem reports of the 4 deceased persons who were allegedly killed in the wave of insecurity that rocked the Greater Massacre last year, 6 medical reports of accused persons which detail whether they were of sound mind during commission of the alleged crime, and 4 sketch maps of the scenes of crime. Presiding Judge Jane Elizabeth has acknowledged receipt of this evidence from the Assistant DPP Anguzu Lino, and the same was received by the defense legal team. Now what is left is the application by the state seeking protection of some prosecution witnesses, which the judge said is going to be heard expert and in confidence before 1st September 2022, as well as a fresh bail application of the MPs that they have filed. The other issue that came is one of the suspects, Muonge Jude, whose lawyer Geoffrey Tuliam Sima informed court that he is illegally before the International Crimes Division of the High Court because there are no proceedings from the lower court in Masaka committing him to the High Court for trial. The judge asked Muonge to formally address her on this in writing, and she will consider it by the next sitting of this court.
Moving on, in our top stories, the chief advisor of the Japan International Cooperation Agency project has revealed that the impact of this project is to analyze trade statistics between Uganda and South Sudan. He spoke at the annual media conference of the JICA project for capacity development of South Sudan customs for introduction and harmonized system code.
Uganda's recently developed economic ties with South Sudan and its hope for future market integration add weight to its political engagement. But it is the long-standing security interests and current military intervention that constitute the Ugandan government's main concern. This involvement is controversial and affects Uganda's status in the region and beyond. According to Ms. Nori Namuguchi, the chief advisor of the Japan International Cooperation Agency, the project for capacity development of South Sudan customs for introduction of harmonized system code is a chance to analyze trade statistics between Uganda and South Sudan.
But in order to identify or pick up sensitive items, they need to analyze trade statistics. So as a result of this project, South Sudan Customs can analyze the trade between Uganda and South Sudan.
Abel Kagumire, the commissioner from the Uganda Revenue Authority, said they are committed to supporting the project through securing office space for the project's experts team in Elegu and Nimule.
This one was secured mid of November 2020 up to end of March 2023. And we hope the facility is being utilized very well. And concurrently, we have also secured office space for the same expert team at the Uganda Revenue Authority headquarters in Kampala and Kawa from November 2020 to the end of March 2023.
JICA Technical Cooperation Project has enabled improvement on plans and budgeting of medical equipment. The project has also summarily developed capacity to maintain equipment better at the referral hospitals. South Sudan has emerged in recent years as the largest importer of Ugandan goods. Over 150,000 Ugandan importers operate across the border, generating an estimated $900 million in business.
More of our top stories. As a way of promoting domestic tourism in the country, the government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Tourism, has organized Miss Tourism competitions, which will later usher the country into Miss International, Miss Earth, and Miss Planet. This was revealed by the Minister of Tourism, Martin Mugala, during a press briefing in Kampala. Ahumuza has the details.
Speaking to journalists in Kampala, the Minister for Tourism, Martin Mugala, revealed that in these competitions, they do intend to host the King of Zulu from the Republic of South Africa. The minister says that these competitions help in sensitizing citizens on a range of issues affecting young girls plus other challenges that they face in their lives. Hector Bagale, one of the organizers of these competitions, said that they have intentions of transforming the country through sensitizing Ugandans on a range of issues through various events such as the Miss Tourism competitions. On the other hand, the 2019 Miss International Evelyn Namatov Chironde explained the benefits she has attained in these competitions, in addition to representing Uganda in Tokyo, Japan. The Miss Tourism competitions will commence on 15 August 2022 and only 16 competitors are to compete. It should be noted that the Ministry of Tourism has on several occasions organized different events as a way of promoting domestic tourism. For instance, the Rolex Festival and Miss Survey, which was organized by Minister Godfrey Chiwanda Sobi.
Thank you so much, our reporter Ahomuza. We take a quick break. We shall come back with the international news. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, the right to know. In international news today, a nationwide curfew has been declared in Sierra Leone following a massive protest in parts of Freetown and other areas of the northern part of the country.
More police officers were confirmed killed on Wednesday when protesters descended into clashes between security forces and youths, demanding the president resign because of economic hardship. Women who had gathered in the city center on Wednesday morning holding placards later fled the scene as tensions rose. Police say dozens of protesters had been arrested. A health worker at a hospital in Freetown said dozens of people had been injured. In the Kisi neighborhood in the east end of the city, demonstrators threw rocks and sticks at security forces who fired tear gas in their direction. Several protesters told TV Africa the security forces had also fired live bullets. Protesters were heard chanting, "Bayo must go," referring to President Julius Maada Bayo, who is currently in the United Kingdom on a private visit. The internet was temporarily blocked in Freetown on Wednesday afternoon, according to NetBlocks, a web monitoring group. Demonstrations were also held in the city of Makeni and the town of Magburuka in the country's northern province.
Away from that, Senegal's main opposition alliance on Wednesday announced it will not appear against the July 31st legislative election results. We have the report. Provisional results published on August 4th saw the presidential coalition lose an absolute majority, a first in history for the West African country. Dethi said they think that there is no point in going to the Constitutional Council to lodge an appeal because it is not at this level that the 2 or even 3 deputies who were removed from the inter-coalition, given the ballot box staffing that existed in some areas, it is not at the level of Constitutional Council that these 3 deputies will be returned. The Yewi Walu inter-coalition confirmed it will not appeal to the Constitutional Council on Wednesday without specifying whether it accepted or contested the results. Dethi said they have anonymously decided not to participate in the election of high councillors of the local authorities, and better yet, in the National Assembly after the control they intend to carry out, they will introduce a bill for its dissolution. Yewi Askan, we had complained on August 4th about verifying the voting records in 4 localities in the north of the country, a stronghold of President Sall. The final figures must be published by the Coalition Council, Senegal's highest court, no later than Thursday. President Macky Sall's coalition, which includes his party Alliance for the Republic and other parties, won 82 seats of the National Assembly's 165, the National Vote Counting Commission said, down from the 125 it won in 2017. Away from that, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken landed in Kigali, Rwanda, late Wednesday. His third and final stop in Africa will see him meet with Rwandan President Paul Kagame on Thursday.
Blinken is expected to visit the Kigali Genocide Memorial before holding a press conference with Foreign Minister Vincent Biruta and meeting with civil society representatives. Wednesday morning, the United States top diplomat was in the Democratic Republic of Congo. There he said US-backed African-led mediation efforts in the DRC-Rwanda crisis, adding the United States followed the efforts and were engaged in it. Blinken told reporters in Kinshasa on Tuesday evening that the United States had serious concerns about credible reports of Rwandan backing of the M23 and promised that Washington was not turning a blind eye.
More over international news. Mali declared 3 days of national mourning to begin on Thursday after the deadliest recent attacks by Islamist militants. The army said an ambush on Sunday left 42 soldiers dead in the northern region of Gao. According to a statement, adding jihadi extremists used drones, artillery, and booby-trapped vehicles. On national television, the anchor gave more details. Following the end of the fighting, the death toll is as follows. On the enemy side, 37 terrorists were neutralized. Equipment was abandoned by the assailants in the vicinity of Tessit, as well as 2 vehicles containing equipment and their occupants were destroyed by airstrikes in a forest located 5 kilometers south of the locality. On the friendly side, 42 dead and 20 wounded, Ibrahim Traoré read. In Mali's south, another attack Sunday claimed by Al-Qaida linked group GNIM killed 5 police officers. The country and its partners have been fighting off extremists for nearly a decade. Despite deliveries of military equipment, terrorists have heaped pressure on the Malian transitional authorities, intensifying attacks ever since Mali's European partners were asked to withdraw. Africa Today takes a quick break. We shall come back with business, health, and sports. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, the right now. Talking matters business in Africa today. For long, West Nile farmers have continued growing the traditional tobacco, but the crop has not got them out of poverty. We have the report.
Tobacco is the chief cash crop, especially in Arua and Koboko districts, and farmers cherish it due to its ready market, but it is linked with poverty. The crop has also met resistance from health rights activists who have decampaigned it on health grounds. Health rights organizations say tobacco is a health hazard and economically unfriendly. Big tobacco companies have also been accused of exploiting farmers by paying them peanuts, while middlemen have bought tobacco cheaply from farmers and sold it expensively, making huge profits at the farmers' expense.
Bageri.
In a health news today, more than 1,200 positions remain vacant due to bureaucratic tendencies that hamper smooth recruitment exercise, TV Africa has established.
While the Ministry of Health points accusing fingers at the Health Service Commission over alleged failure to attract consultants and specialists in regional referral hospitals and other health facilities upcountry, the Commission says it can only carry out recruitment and clearance from the Ministry of Public Service. The Ministry of Public Service hasn't given them a nod to recruit. The Ministry of Health says they have managed to attract specialists to work upcountry, but they cannot access the payroll due to bureaucracies and strict recruitment guidelines.
In sports news today, the 22nd edition of the Commonwealth Games ended on Monday with Nigeria, the top performing African country, in Birmingham, following a record haul of 35 medals. It is this particular time that I thank you for joining us and always being part of us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We shall keep updating you. It is TV Africa, the bright to know.